Let's do this.
Let's do it. Hi everyone, and welcome to Realtor Real Talk. I'm Christina.
And I'm Celeste, and we're with Parker Real Estate in Logan, Utah.
Today we're going to talk about what is earnest money.
So earnest money is money that is provided and offered, not provided, to the seller as a means to show their good faith in wanting to move forward and purchasing their house. Basically, it's a measure of how serious they are in moving forward, buying the house, saying this is the one.
So you're saying the more money, the more happier their seller is going to be to take off their house in the market.
Yeah, to take their house off of the market, they're going to want to know that you've got skin in the game, is one way to put it. So the more the earnest money is, the more serious you really are showing a seller that you're going to put this money up as a deposit for the transaction to get moving and to get rolling. So
awesome.
Yeah.
That's good advice.
Yeah.
So as far as amount, is there a set amount that people should put down, or is there a kind of a standard?
Well, here in Utah, where we work, there isn't a standard. It is up to the buyer to offer to the seller. Now, I used to live in Colorado. In Colorado, the seller sets how much earnest money they will accept. So it can be different in different parts of the country, and some can be up to 10% of the purchase price for earnest money. Here in Utah, we don't see prices quite that high. Usually here in Utah, 1% is plenty. And sometimes in maybe a first-time home buyer market, you'll actually see less than that, just because it just may not financially be as feasible for people to put as much money down, because we have loan programs that allow for 100% financing and so minimal out-of-pocket expenses for a buyer. So.
Great. Yeah, it's another question that you're going to want to talk to your real estate agent about is, what are you comfortable with? What should you put down? So another topic to talk to your agent about.
So let's talk about how earnest money gets paid. Where does it go? Who holds it? How's that taken
Those
care
are
of?
good questions. So earnest money is paid for, obviously, by the buyers. It can either be paid by a cashier's check, a wire, or a personal check. And it's held either at the title company or at the brokerage in a trust account.
Yeah. Now, we definitely wouldn't recommend using cash for that. One thing, it's just not traceable. So especially if you're getting a loan, you want to make sure that the funds can show where they're coming from, because that's important for a lender to see that it came from this account, that it wasn't given to you by somebody else. So things like that with your lender, but it can't be used for anything else. Yeah. Nobody can use that money. There are strict rules about where it goes and how it's used.
Yes, good point. So as far as earnest money being refundable, where in the process can that be refunded? How does one go about doing that? Walk us through those steps.
So earnest money is refundable as long as it's done within the deadlines that are outlined in your contract. So one of the first deadlines that we usually have in a contract is a due diligence deadline. That's where you can go and check on the condition of the home, have the home inspection, things like that. That's one of the most common items of due diligence. So if there's anything, and in the Utah real estate purchase contract, it says in the buyer's sole discretion, if there's anything that makes you hesitate and say, I don't want this house anymore, you can cancel that contract and get your earnest money
100%.
fully refunded.
Yeah.
The next deadline is the financing and appraisal deadline, and that deadline is to protect you if your interest rate wasn't locked and interest rates went really high and now the home wasn't even affordable anymore for you. Maybe it was found to be in a flood zone and that flood insurance was going to increase.
Really expensive.
So again, it's kind of in the buyer's sole discretion, but as long as those things are canceled within those deadlines, you're fine. Now, beyond those deadlines, you can still cancel a real estate contract. Absolutely, you can until
You're not locked in.
the very end. What it is that those funds become liquidated damages that get paid to the seller if you cancel after those deadlines. So the seller is entitled to keep that money as liquidated damages for holding their home off of the market and not furthering their cause to get the home sold. So really with earnest money, the bottom line is refundable within certain dates, non-refundable after certain dates, but you always have the option to cancel a contract, just whether your earnest money gets
information. And again, some other dates that you're going to want to make sure you have on your calendar when you are under contract, and that you'll want to communicate that with your real estate agent, and they'll be on top of things, and you should have no issue, but just something to make sure you're aware of.
Yeah, definitely make sure that you have an understanding of those
what
dates.
you're getting into. Yep, absolutely.
Because you do not want to get down the road and say, oh, well, I want to cancel for this, and then your agent going, oh, well, you're way past that. You can't cancel because of that now. No. So that's why it's important to have good representation, someone that you feel has a high attention for detail, looking for those things, because it's not fun to forfeit that earnest money for sure.
Not at all.
And so it has to be enough money, and this is what I tell my clients, it needs to be enough money that you're showing that you've, again, got that skin in the game, but not so much that, heaven forbid, like maybe something happened in your family, some sort of event really that typically is outside of people's control, that if you had to relinquish that money, it wouldn't be so financially devastating to your family either. So there's kind of a balance there, and here in our area, it's negotiable too. So if the seller doesn't like it, then they can come back and say that's not enough, and
give us some more. Give us more. We all want more, right? Hey, thanks for joining us today. Oh shoot! Oh, it's right there. I was like, where?
We've got one more.
Oh, we do. Oh dear. Oh shoot. Never mind. Oh, I thought that was a good wrap up.
All right. So one more in this whole video for us today. One more is that the earnest money, if you get to a successful completion of your contract, that money does get credited to you. So it's not money that's just left out there and
earning interest in some trust account.
Hey, thanks for dropping this in to us or whatever. It does get credited towards either your down payment or the closing costs, any costs that you have associated with the loan.
Thanks for joining us today. Give us a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe.
And if you have any questions or video topics you'd like to see us cover, leave them in the comments below. Thanks.
See you later.
Bye.